Good morning, Year 10, and welcome to your final English lesson of the half term. So well done for making it through. Please could you write the date and the title of Boris Johnson's speech. For this lesson, you'll need a printout of Boris's speech, a pen, different coloured pens or highlighters, and access to the internet if you can. So please make sure you have all of that ready and have written the date and title before moving on. Okay, so do now. What I'd like you to do is look at the images and the video clip, the link is on class charts, and answer, in what ways is Boris so effective in delivering speeches? I would like you to focus on his gestures and his use of voice. So pause the video for 5 minutes to do that now. So Boris uses a lot of very emphatic gestures to emphasise certain points and get across the passion for what he is talking about. He also does the same with the use of voice. He is slow and quite forceful on certain words too. So what I'd like you to do next is watch and read through Boris Johnson's speech and then work your way through answering all of the questions. So I'll read them through with you. Why is his opening effective? How does it capture the audience's interest? What words, language features does he use and why? How would you describe the Prime Minister's tone? Does it change during the speech? How is it effective? The Prime Minister uses a lot of emotive language. Highlight all the emotive language you can find and consider, why does he use this? How does the Prime Minister use language to create a sense of hope and togetherness? Why does he do this? How does the Prime Minister use direct address to talk to the audience? What is the impact of this? The Prime Minister uses lists and repetition. What impact does this have on the audience? Find and annotate them. Why does the Prime Minister use the verb enlisted? What are the connotations? What is effective about the Prime Minister's final few lines? Why is it a good ending? What impression does it leave on the audience? So please pause the video to watch the speech and to answer these questions. Okay, so these are the answers. If there's anything that you didn't get, I would like you to write it down now. So in terms of considering the opening is effective because it quickly gets to the point. It's very direct. It's also particularly emotive. It makes the audience feel particular emotions. Boris appeals to human emotions, which is what captures the audience's interest. The significant emotive language is threat, invisible killer, and disease. What kind of emotions do you think these words make people feel? So it probably makes people feel that they have to listen to his message because these are very scary things. How would you describe the Prime Minister's tone? So the tone changes quite a lot. It begins as very serious and perhaps alarming. He then becomes quite commanding when directing us to stay at home. There are parts where he is empathetic. No Prime Minister. He also has a hopeful tone. Day by day we are strengthening the NHS. These different tones appeal to different emotions and serve different purposes. He is having to ask people to do something they have never done before, so he has to be commanding to make them listen. He has to be empathetic, so we know that he knows this will be hard, but it is necessary. He has to give us hope that we can fight this disease and know that it will end at some point. And so in terms of emotive language, we've got language such as biggest threat, invisible killer, won't be enough, NHS in real danger, more people likely to die, and so on. He does this because appealing to human emotions makes us take action. People in general are led by their emotions much more so than their rational, factual part of them. So that's something really important to remember in life generally, and also when you are writing your own speeches. So in terms of creating hope and togetherness through language, the PM repeats the word and phrases associated with togetherness. Not alone, everyone directly enlisted, joined together. These are scattered throughout to keep reminding people that we are in this together and we will all be feeling the hardship of this. If you don't feel alone, this can help people's mental health and help persuade everyone to follow the instruction. Towards the end of the piece, he also significantly changes his tone, one of hope, a clear way through, strengthening the NHS. The people of this country will rise together. By providing people with hope and a way through, this gives people the strength to do what is necessary. If it was all doom and gloom, What would the point of this isolating be? He needs to give people a reason for doing this. So, in terms of direct address, he constantly uses the collective pronoun we to make the speech inclusive and show we are in this together and that we all have a part to play. During the commanding tone, he switches to the personal pronoun you to make the message particularly personal and more direct. In terms of list and repetition, the effect of the repetition is to make the message very clear and important. By listing information, it makes the information very precise, direct, and easy to read. So with regards to the verb enlisted, throughout all the PM speeches, he uses a lot of military language, such as enlisted, to make this warlike, and so to emphasize the seriousness of the situation. And I also feel that this kind of warlike atmosphere promotes a sense of duty. So in the same way that the soldiers felt a patriotic duty to sign up to the war, to enlist, people now feel a patriotic duty or a sense of responsibility to stay at home. So in terms of his final few lines, the ending is effective as it sums up the overall message, the seriousness of the situation, but also the hope we need to feel. It is collective by repeating we, it is hopeful as he repeats beat it, and gives sense of urgency and gravity by ending with the list of 3, including the command he has put on the population. Stay at home, protect the NHS, save lives. So, evaluation question. The speech is very powerful. I think a lot more people will take this more seriously now. To what extent do you agree? Use the list of features in the slide below and the answers to your questions to analyse the speech and answer the question above. Write 3 paragraphs, so 3 points. Use the starting sentences and key evaluative words below to help. I partially agree with the statement that the speech was very powerful, so people will take this seriously now, because he states, this gives the reader the impression. I also agree because, however, I disagree because. So please pause the video for 15 minutes to do this now. So these are some features you might find. Please pause the video to make a note of any that you think are especially important. Okay, what I'd like you to do now is write a speech to fellow classmates and friends, persuading them to stay at home. But you need to plan first. What evidence will you use? How will you open and close? What language techniques will you use? Plan each paragraph by writing a topic sentence for each paragraph so you know what it will be about. And finally, don't forget the basics: spelling and grammar, good quality vocabulary, range of sentences, and punctuation. Please pause the video for 20 minutes to do this now. Okay, so very well done for today's lesson. Don't forget to send your work to me for achievement points. Have a lovely rest of your day and have a very well-deserved half term. I just wanted to say I'm really proud of you for getting through this half term. I know it hasn't been easy, not just in terms of English or the workload, but also being by yourselves, not having your normal routine. It's difficult for everyone, but I know it can really take it out of you. So really, really well done just for getting through it and getting to this point. And also, when we do come back, I'm sure you'll all be so much more grateful for having had this experience of isolation. So that's the silver lining. When we all come back together again, hopefully not too far away from now, we're going to be so grateful that we've had this, because we'll appreciate each other's company even more, and it's something that we'll have experienced together and can talk about for years to come. So there is a silver lining to all this. So well done once again, and don't forget your homework, which I have put on Class Charts for you. Okay, so thank you very much. Have a wonderful half term, and I'll see you afterwards.